Hello there, channel members, friends, and followers from around the world. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for tonight's show, and today this is my very first flight in probably Eastern Europe, and today we are Air Serbia, flight 184, service from Belgrade to Tivat. This is a real-world route flown by the A319. But today we're going to be flying the A320, the Fenix A320, based on popular demand. This is what you guys wanted to see based on the poll that I ran during the stream last night, which was a great stream, really. It was a lot of fun. And I do want to thank, again, Duncan, Scott, Carl Childers, and Captain Robbie for their donations. Dougal McTavish, welcome aboard, my friend. Kenny Myers, welcome aboard, my friend. Greetings to you. Alex, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. And Steve, yes, this is an excellent Airbus for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Sean, welcome aboard. And also Alex Rendhead, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you all. And yeah, this should be an interesting stream, and the flight is going to be a very, very challenging approach into Tivat in Montenegro. It's one of the world's most challenging approaches. In fact, it is called the high-tech of Europe. It is that challenging of an approach and landing. So today I'm going to be attempting to land safely there. So we're going to get things started here. And we do want to arrive there before nighttime because otherwise it's going to get very, very difficult to kind of see things. It's a very mountainous terrain. And not only that, but the weather, because of the area surrounding the actual airport, it's a very mountainous area, and so the wind turbulence is massive as you come onto land. Dougal, I'm very happy to see you here. We haven't been seeing much of you, but welcome aboard, my friend. Can't fly Serbia A320 with the... Yep. With your keyboard. Can you play Microsoft Flight Simulator? You can play it with your keyboard and mouse, but I wouldn't recommend it. It would be very difficult. And also, it wouldn't be as immersive. My suggestion is you can invest maybe in a cheap, joystick and flight yoke, something not too crazy, so that you can really enjoy the overall experience. So today we're also going to be taking another look at FS HUD in this flight. So without further ado, let's get things started. We are going to come here to my flight, and we're going to import the simbrief flight plan. And now we've got it. 9 minutes till the departure. I guess we're going to be a little bit delayed, but that's all right. We're going to go to the ground services. Everything looks good here. Mass and balance, and we are going to load the aircraft. We're going to choose instant in the interest of time, and it will board the passengers and load the fuel right away. We can then go to our flight plan here. Boarding is complete, and we can now load the flight plan again here. So we have the operational flight plan for our departure and arrival runways. I'm going to actually go right there to the plan. As you can see, the plan is pretty simple. Belgrade departure is at runway 30 through the Val to Z or Zulu through the Vol transition. Then we're going to take November 732 to Papa Oscar Delta VOR, and it's then the Pod 1 Foxtrot into Tivat runway 32. Very, very challenging approach, but hopefully, again, the high-tech of Europe. So hopefully we'll be able to land there safely, and I hope that I can give you guys a good show. Rated Flex, welcome aboard. I'm surprised flying MSFS when XP is supposed to be the best. Well, it was actually the demand from all of you guys on yesterday's stream. I think you guys wanted me to fly the Phoenix, so there we go. All right, so Let's hop to the overhead panel here real quick and turn on the external power. Battery 1 and battery 2 are turned on. We are going to turn on the cruise supply, ground control, and we're going to set the gears to nav mode. We are going to arm the emergency light, turn on the seat belt and non-smoking signs since the aircraft is already loaded and the nav lights are on. We're going to turn on the fuel pumps. And we're pretty much good with the overhead panel. ATC will give us the cleared altitude, so we'll leave the altitude for now. And we're going to start configuring the aircraft for departure. We'll set the QNH to 1018. And P. Jefferson 23, welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, my friend. All right, so let's cancel the master caution, and we can now go to the ATSU. And what we're going to do is go to the AOC menu and select flight in it. And we're going to initiate the flight. Takes just a little bit of time to... now, as you can see, we have all the flight information. Departure out of Belgrade, arriving into Tivat, alternate is actually the same. So we go back. It's actually a very short flight. We're going to be cruising at 19,000 feet today. So a very, very interesting flight. All right, so we go back here and we're going to go to the initialization and we're going to say request. And we're just going to wait for the information to populate from simbrief. Our flight number today is Juliet Uniform 184. Let me change the position so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And that's the flight number. The cost index today is 5. And if we look at our flight plan here and we look at the altitude, it is 19,000 feet. All right. All right, let's switch back here. So 19,000 feet for our final cruise altitude. And now the AOC ACT flight plan uplink is available. So we're going to clear, clear, and clear. We're going to go once more to... Actually, let's go to the flight plan. We're worried about the... we're going to be departing today through runway 30. And it is the... let's take a look here. The Val 2 Zulu. Val 2 Zulu, that's the one there. And insert. And then we're going to go to Tivat. And we're going to select the arrival. The arrival is localizer Yankee 32. And then it's going to be the Pod 1 Foxtrot. Pod 1 Foxtrot. I think I missed it. Pod 1 Foxtrot. There we go. Insert. I will show you actually what the approach looks like. And it is actually, it looks, it will fool you if you haven't flown this approach before. It's very, very tricky. I'll show you the charts in a minute. Gibby, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Blue skies, my friend. Thank you very much. All right. So we have the flight plan here. Let's make sure that there are no discontinuities in our flight plan. And it looks good. All right. And that's the center fix. And then it's pretty much really up to us to take the aircraft to a safe landing. All right, let's go ahead and uncage the display here. Perfect. And we can now go and accept the load sheet while we wait for the alignment. All right, received messages. Accept the load sheet. Accept that. And we're done here. Let's go to perf. All right. So now we can enter the, let's enter the information for the performance. So for that, what we're going to do is go for the takeoff information here. We're going to sync the load sheet, sync the weather, and calculate the information. 151, 151, 153. All right, 151, 151, and 153. All right, that is set. And next we can take the flaps 1 down 0.2. So 1, and then let me just do this here so you can see 1, and down 0.2. And we set that here. Perfect. And finally, the flex temperature is 66. So 66 is set. And the only thing now remaining is the fuel information, zero fuel information. So we're going to look back here and go to our mass and balance. Zero fuel is 60.8. So 60.8. And then we're going to take the zero fuel center, the max zero fuel, which is 31.2. 31.2. And we enter that here. And the fuel on board is 5.9, so we're going to approximate that to 6. So 6, that's 6,000, by the way. Now, you will not see the calculations. The initial fuel prediction will only be completed. Hey, Tom, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Alrighty. Not to enter the up-down trim info into the CDU. Yeah, that is correct, actually. Yeah, that is true. But we're going to go ahead and set this to point. Actually, we need to power before we can do that, so we'll just wait a little bit. All right, so now we can start the APU. So what we're going to do is go to APU master and make sure the flap is open. And now we can start the APU. And let's go ahead and get our clearance from tower.
Belgrade Tower, Air Serbia 184, parking 13. Request clearance to Tivat with information, Tango.
Air Serbia 184, clear to Tivat via Victor Alpha Lima 2 Zulu. Departure, runway 30, initial climb 4,000, then as filed, squawk 6546.
Cleared to Tivat via Victor Alpha Lima 2 Zulu. Departure, runway 30, initial climb 4,000, then as filed, squawk 6546. Air Serbia 184.
Air Serbia 184, read back correct. When ready, contact Belgrade ground 118.3.
When ready, contact Belgrade ground 118.3. Air Serbia 184.
Absolutely, Dougal. It is really amazing, this aircraft. What they've done with this aircraft is phenomenal, really. So we're good. By the way, I always forget to do that, so let's do that now. All right, so that will give us the nice movement in the cockpit while we are taking off. So, all right. So now everything, the alignment is complete. The APU bleed can go on, and we can turn off the external power. And we're going to head over to our iPad, and we're going to remove the equipment. We can remove the external power unit or the GPU and remove the chocks. The parking brake is currently set. We are good there. And we are ready for engine start. All right. So everything looks good here. Ryan, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Omari, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you 2 days in a row. Yeah, thank you very much for being here. And thanks for your continued support. I really appreciate it. All right. So we are ready. Let's go ahead and call the pushback truck. So we're just going to click here. There is no tug available. That's fine. We're just going to go and release the parking brake..,
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1
And we are going to turn the other way for the runway there. And let's go ahead and start engine number 2. Andy, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Rand Cooley, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. All right, we can now say stop. And we are going to set the parking brake. And looks like we are still waiting for the first engine. By the way, we did not request... there we go.
Belgrade ground, Air Serbia 184, parking 13. Request pushback and start up.
Yeah, we forgot to do
Air
that.
Serbia 184, pushback and start up approved. Pushback and start up approved. Air Serbia 184.
All right, we have a good start on engine number 2. Let's start engine number 1. All right, we have the engine starting now. Perfect. Look at those beautiful engines and beautiful wing views. You can hear the engines spooling now. Brilliant. All right, let's go ahead and get our taxi clearance.
Belgrade ground, Air Serbia 184, request taxi. Air Serbia 184, taxi to holding point, runway 30, via Alpha. Taxi to holding point, runway 30, via Alpha, Air Serbia 184.
All right, taxi via Alpha for runway 30. So that's straight to the right, and then we're gonna go straight for the runway. All right, we have a good start on both engines, so we're gonna come here, turn off the APU bleed and APU master. We're gonna put the engine mode selector to normal, and we are pretty much configured here. And let's see here, we're gonna put this on flight plan. And we'll put this on performance, which is already set. The auto brake can go to max, and we're going to arm the speed brake. We're going to set flaps 1 for departure, 0.02 down for the trim. There we go, and all is now set. We are ready to go. So let's go ahead and release the parking brake. First, let's do the flight control check. Full up, full down, full left, full right. Pedal full left, full right, neutral, and we're good to go. Parking brake released, and let's go. Just look at that wing, just absolutely beautiful. The texturing, everything just on this aircraft is meticulously done. Very, very nice aircraft. The Fenix A320, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's slow down a bit here. And cabin crew are notified. And now we can do the takeoff config. There are no blues, and we are good to go. It's going to be a bit of a long taxi to the runway. But all is looking good now. We are all configured. By the way, we need the runway turn off lights and taxi. We forgot our beacons too. Not very good today with the following the checklists. The weather conditions should be just fine as we approach Tivat. So I don't anticipate any problems there. India Virtual Aviation, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening. Yeah, Dougal's definitely, we haven't seen him in a long time. I hope you are okay, my friend. And that everything is fine at your end, and that you are safe and healthy. One of the really excellent add-ons for flight simulation is this Fenix Airbus A320. And I get asked a lot if which Airbus I believe is better, this one or the FS Labs for P3D. And in my view, and based on an account from real-world Airbus pilots, this Fenix A320 is actually better than the FS Labs in just about all departments. From the texturing perspective, the modeling, the system simulation, everything is done to perfection. There are, of course, a few things that are the actual flight sim, the platform itself, definitely limits a few things from being as real life, but that remains to be a limitation within Microsoft Flight Simulator as a platform and not with the aircraft itself. So all in all, this is really a study level simulation of the Airbus A320. Ayub, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Oh, we have Carl Childers just gifted 50 memberships. You've done it again, Carl. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Carl Childers for gifting 50 QA pilot memberships on the channel. Oh man, you are so kind. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Carl. You are just way too kind. Thank you. I really appreciate it very much. Thank you, sir. That's just... You're very kind, Carl. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You did another 50 yesterday and 50 today, so I just don't know what to say. And I'm speechless. I'm just really speechless. All right, here we go, folks. We are approaching runway 30, the departure runway for our flight. And now if I stop here, tower still wouldn't say anything. So I think this scenery, by the way, is not very accurate, and this is default. So yeah. All right, so we'll just slowly approach the runway until tower detects that we are at the hold short point for runway 30. In the meantime, we can turn on our lights.
Air Serbia 184, contact Belgrade Tower 118.1. Contact Belgrade Tower 118.1, Air Serbia 184.
Thank you very much, Rand. I'm very glad that you found the comparison video useful. Do you recommend Fenix or stick with FBW? Well, if you're in a budget, the FBW will do just fine. It's under constant updates. If you can spend a little bit of money, then why not try the Fenix as well?
Belgrade Tower, Air Serbia 184, runway 30, ready for departure.
Air Serbia 184, hold position.
Hold position, Air Serbia 184.
All right, we're just waiting for clearance now from tower. So we were actually supposed to wait until we were cleared to line up. I'm not sure why, but let's take a look here. Do we have any incoming? I don't see.
Air Serbia 184, line up, runway 30.
Line up, runway 30, Air Serbia 184.
All right, we're good to go.
Air Serbia 184, wind 50 degrees at 6 knots, runway 30, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 30, cleared for takeoff, Air Serbia 184.
All right, we are
Air
cleared for
Serbia
takeoff.
105, cleared as ILS, approach at 3,600, runway 12, report established on localizer. Cleared of ILS, approach at 3,600, runway 12, report established on localizer, Air Serbia 105.
All right, here we go, folks.
105, established on localizer. Air Serbia 105, continue approach. Continue approach, Air Serbia 105. Air Serbia 105, wind 50 degrees at 6 knots, cleared to land 12. Cleared to land 12, Air Serbia 105.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb, gears going up. Very good. We're going to maintain about 15-degree pitch here and continue to climb. Look at that view. Just beautiful.
Air Serbia 184, contact Bad Heinica, approach 119.57.
Contact Batajnica, approach 119.57, Air Serbia 184.
All right, and I hope you guys can hear the FS HUD. I think it's done a pretty good job so far.
Climbing 4,000.
Air Serbia 184, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 130, QNH 1018.
We've been cleared for
Continue
130.
climb, flight level 130, Air Serbia 184.
And autopilot. Flaps up. There we go. And ground spoilers disarmed. And we're going to continue our climb. The transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Right, 5,000. Barrel reference set to standard. It does sound very robotic, Peter. I do agree with you there, that it does sound very, very robotic. But in terms of phraseology, I think it is pretty good. That's what it's complaining about. There we go. Right, and we increased range here, and now the autopilot is doing its thing. And it's a beautiful departure here out of Belgrade in Serbia. My very first flight out of an Eastern European country. I think the first time in Serbia. And this is my very first landing into... by the way, this needs to be on TARA. All right. The first time into Tivat. And hopefully we won't make a big mess. I do want to show you guys the... so the pod 1, we can go... The nice thing is we can just simply go here to the charts. So let's go to Navigraph. Alright, and import the routes from simbrief. So now we have the entire route. And this is Tivat. So if we click on Tivat, and we go to arrival. Now the approach is the, let's see, this is arrival. This is the pod 1 Foxtrot. So let's click that. All right, so this is going to be the approach. This is our approach here. And if we look at the approach plate for localizer Zulu runway 23, all right, so here's the thing. This is the runway here, and this is the localizer. So when you are established on the localizer, you will never have the runway ahead of you, in front of you. The runway is actually tilted to the side, and it is surrounded by mountains here and here. So the aircraft...
Serbia 184, climb and maintain flight level 190, UNH 1018.
Right, 190.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, Air Serbia 184.
Right, I think there might be a restriction at 6,000 here. So what we're going to do, since we've been cleared, I'm going to go to /190 and enter that here. Insert. There we go. That should climb now to our cruise altitude. So basically, when we arrive into our destination, the aircraft is going to have to come through these two mountains. And the air turbulence between those two mountains is incredibly challenging and very, very difficult to maintain the aircraft. And then we're going to have to come and land. So it's very much visual guidance into the runway. Hopefully the weather is going to be suitable for a visual approach, and we'll see what happens as we approach Tivat. But this is definitely going to be a very challenging landing. Again, I do want to thank you very much, Carl, for your kindness and your support. Captain Spitfire, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Long Haul Captain, welcome aboard. Is this Bing or Google Maps? This is Bing. Right, approaching 10,000 feet. Let's kill the landing lights. And runway turn off lights. Taxi lights and wing lights. There we go. And now we are climbing to 19,000 feet. And we are going to release the passengers and cabin crew. Here's a nice wing view for you guys. Hey, Badger, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad you could join us this evening. And yeah, we are on our way now, climbing to our final cruise altitude. Captain Sam, you haven't flown the Challenger in a while. Yes, Peter, you are absolutely right. I was actually thinking to do it this Saturday, so today's stream was supposed to be the Challenger. But during the poll I ran during the stream last night, a lot of you guys wanted the Fenix. So the Fenix got the utmost votes, and so that's the reason why we are flying the Fenix this evening. And we're also looking at FS HUD for a second look here. And yeah, we'll see how it works this time around. Again, if you don't fly online or you feel intimidated and you're just getting started with flight simming, I think FS HUD provides a good alternative to the Microsoft Simulator default built-in ATC. It's not bad in my view. It puts in traffic, and by the way, I can bring it to you guys here so you can see it. So this is the interface for those of you who haven't seen it. And if we go here, these are the flights that are currently in progress. So we've got Air Serbia taxiing, a couple of them in parking, and this will change as you fly around. Traffic issues, yeah, many. So so yeah, I think all in all, it's a pretty good. It's a very good add-on. Yeah, I need to grab the weather information for our destination. So let's see here. Alright, so if we look at the weather information at Tivat, let me just read it out to you guys. Alright, so at Tivat, we are expecting variable wind at 2 knots. Cloud and visibility okay. The current temperature is 32. And we have got a few... no clouds, actually. Oh, it's good. Yeah, perfect weather. Harsh Kent was gifted a membership by Carl Childers. Yeah, Carl, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for your kindness. So many memberships by you in the last couple of days. So I am really very thankful. Really thankful for everything that you've done, and for moderating the channel, for your support, for your kindness, for your continuous encouragement. I think I wouldn't be here without all the support I receive from all of you guys, so thank you very much. And by the way, folks, we are a few subscribers short of 60K, which is amazing. It's really amazing. I never really thought when I started on YouTube that the channel would grow to this size, and I'm really thankful for everything you guys have done, really, for the channel, and you really have made it worthwhile for me to be putting out content here on YouTube. Do they use different voices? Yes, Steve, they do use, I believe, they have 5 different voices, but those voices are kind of similar, and I think they need more. They need more voices in order to make this, a little more interesting, I think. And maybe they need to work also on the realism of the voices themselves. So if we look now, folks, at 124 nautical miles, so we're going to begin setting up in about 20 nautical miles or so. Yeah, definitely. Carl has. If there is a, if there is a shared cockpit coming soon, I'd like to have, Rand, Carl, Duncan, who's not here today. So the loyal, channel members will, of course, get the priority to join me in the cockpit. And I'm also thinking of doing the first group flight. And if you guys have any suggestions for the VFR route, I want to begin with the VFR group flight, where we do something, nice, slow, low and slow, maybe in one of the general aviation aircraft. So if you guys have any suggestions, please do post them in the chat, or you have gained 100 subs since the last stream. Wow. I haven't been counting, but I just realized this morning that I'm very close to 60,000. So thanks, Fran, for that. Appreciate it. Yeah. That's just incredible. So if you guys have any suggestions for a route that we should take for our first group flight here on the channel, please let me know. Of course, the group flights is open for everyone, and we normally will pick a short VFR route, maybe an hour and a half or so, and we'll join the chat on Discord.
Air Serbia 184, maintain flight level 190, contact Tivat, approach 118.0.
Maintain flight level 190, contact Tivat, approach 118.0, Air Serbia 184.
All right, that was us, and we are just...
Tivat approach, Air Serbia 184, inbound, Kosiv, at flight level 190.
Air Serbia 184, radar contact, maintain flight level 190.
Maintain flight level 190, Air Serbia 184.
I think MSFS group would be less stressful than VATSIM. For sure. For sure, Steve. Yeah, we'll just do a fun, a fun flight, a group flight. We chat on Discord, and we go flying VFR, enjoy the scenery and a Microsoft Flight Simulator. Perhaps we visit a few points of interest, maybe visit some bears or something like that. I mean, you guys, whatever you guys like. Manju Kumar, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. We have you with us from India. Yeah, hi, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you. The Vilai, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you on board with us. This really nice, relaxing stream so far, but it's going to get very interesting when we are ready to land at Tivat. It's again the Kaitak of Europe. So, and it's gotten that reputation for a reason. By the way, the area around Tivat Airport has a lot of birds. So hopefully we don't get a bird strike. In an earlier look at the airport, there were birds flying, seagulls flying around the area, the vicinity of the airport. Depending, of course, on the approach, where the heading, where we're coming into the airport. I think runway 32 is clear. The birds are normally on the other side of the airport. But yeah, it's known for having birds, and they are simulated in the sim as well. So if you go to that area, you will definitely see the birds. I wish India was better done in the sim. Yeah, there are a lot of places that are not done properly, by the way, not just India. But I love the fact that they have the point of interest, such as the Taj Mahal. India has a lot of culture, and it's a culture. It's a complete civilization, and I have a lot of Indian friends here in Kuwait, and they are just lovely people. They are very helpful, very down to earth, very peaceful, very peaceful nation.
Contact Belgrade Center 120.42.
Contact Belgrade Center 120.42. Air Serbia 184. Belgrade Center, Air Serbia 184, inbound Torto at flight level 190.
Air Serbia 184, radar contact, maintain flight level 190.
Maintain flight level 190, Air Serbia 184.
Yeah, most of Africa is definitely poorly done in the sim. That's without a doubt. Absolutely. All right, we are approximately 91. We need to start entering, as you see here, enter destination information. So we're going to go to performance. We're going to go to the next page, And let's begin entering the information into the Mukdu. The first thing we're going to do here is we are going to take a note of the QNH, which is 1014. 1014. And stick that here. The temperature at Tivat is 32 Celsius. That's a bit warm. And the wind is variable wind. So I'm going to put, let's see. Actually, the wind, yeah, it is. So I'm just going to say 0 and 5. All right, transition altitude is 10,000. And we're going to put 200. There we go. Flight plan. And we have now everything ready. Top of descent is in 65 nautical miles. And here's a look at the outside. Alright, that was a bit of a cinematic for you guys. And we continue now our cruise at 19,000 feet. That's the top of descent right there. Indian food is absolutely succulent. Yeah. Must be GPS primary advice on, or can clear in FMC. No, you can clear it. That's fine. You mean this one here? Yeah, no, that's fine. That's just an informational message there. By the way, normally when you are in cruise, after takeoff, you go to status, and this one here will display the status of the aircraft. If there are any issues, you will see them here. So right now, all's looking good. All is normal. And all of these pages are, by the way, simulated properly. So our hydraulic system, fuel, everything is done. Electrical system, everything is done to perfection, really. Eduardo, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Yeah, I like the Indian non-bread. Papadum is another, some papadum with chutney. Ooh, succulent. Brilliant. Just really very, very delicious. Hello, Nope. Welcome aboard, my friend. So far, what do you guys think of FS HUD? I think it's not bad, to be honest. I think if you like to fly with, you know, a virtual ATC, I think it really is a good alternative. Keema naan, yes, absolutely, Carl. Very, very tasty. Absolutely. So what are your thoughts on the FS HUD? I think it's really I think it's a good add-on. It keeps improving. There was an update recently for better management of the aircraft. And by the way, we are now starting to see our destination here. You can see the airport. That's our top of descent. Just look at the when you see the reflection on the aircraft panels, you can really appreciate the the fidelity of the texture work that Fenix has done on this aircraft. Just look at that. It's beautiful. By the way, I forgot our clock. Just look at that. Beautiful. By the way, this livery is from the flightsim.to. It's got the full Air Serbia seats. So again, very nicely modeled passenger cabin as well. All in one class though. So there's no business class here. All in one class. But I like the fact that they've the livery maker, whoever made this livery, has really spent some time to make all the logos there and all the passenger seats just really nice. Very, very nice. So thank you for whoever has made this. Thank you very much for this nice livery of Air Serbia for the Fenix A320. Very mountainous area, and I love flying around mountains. And let me just go real quick here back. If we go to the route, yeah, we should have us. We are right there, so almost halfway through to our destination. And in fact, if you go to the iPad, and we can select my flight, then you've got all the information here. That's the METAR, and that's the METAR at arrival. Retrieving METAR, that's the METAR. So you guys can see it. Again, very, very incredibly complex aircraft, and very well developed. Everything in this aircraft is well developed, including this electronic flight bag, which is the best I have seen so far for any payware add-on. Very, very good. By the way, if you remove this wire, the iPad would stop charging. So yeah, very, very good. Alright, if we take a look here, there's a company message. So if let's just check what they want from us. Mach 2, ATSU, and we're going to go to the AOC menu and go to receive messages. That's actually from headquarters. That's from the airline. And this said the CADC delay card on company tablet and allocate as per OMB 2.43 and assign free text if applicable. Now that they are referring us to, let me switch this back to flight plan. So on your iPad, if you go to the main ones, the delay allocation card is here, and it will show you exactly all the delays that happened with their codes, and you can add the time to your flight. But this is exactly, these are the codes that we need to enter for the any delays encountered. So yeah, I mean, I really like this aircraft a lot. I think it's very, very immersive. We're going to bring back this here, and we're going to go to where do you want to go? No, that's not what I want. I want Tivat. There we go. And approach. And this is the runway we're interested in. There we go. We're going to leave this chart here. Hopefully will aid us in our approach into this really challenging arrival this evening. Mr. Don, welcome aboard. I'm doing very well. Thank you for being with us this evening. And we have with us also SimGames123. If you remove the charger, the iPad stops charging. Yeah, it does. So, meaning that it's simulated. So there is a consequence for removing it. That's the thing. Welcome aboard, my friend. This is the best aircraft ever, according to me at least. Well, for Microsoft Flight Simulator, to me, it still stands in number 2 after the PMDG 737. But in terms of the best aircraft ever built for flight simulation, I think the Hot Start Challenger 650 is the absolute winner, no contest. It is by far the most in-depth simulation of an aircraft, any aircraft built for a flight sim. It's incredible. Are we descending yet? Not yet. We're still at 19,000, and the top of descent point is right ahead of us here. Let me just do this here. So this is the top of descent point right before the Papa Oscar Delta VOR, but we're going to wait for ATC to give us further instructions. If they don't, then I will definitely descend at the top of descent mark. So there's a bit of turbulence now. And by the way, when we approach Tivat, right, when we are between the two mountains, you will notice the violent wind in that area. We are using FS HUD for ATC, Eduardo. Absolutely, John. The Hot Star takes the trophy, hands down, no contest. I mean, the circuit breakers are, yes, are simulated, but I think they're simulated here on the Fenix. Some of them are, but beyond the circuit breakers, if you look at the communication with satellite, the phone actually works like the real phone works in real life, and it communicates with satellite. Just if you look at the fuel system, is incredibly realistic, and the simulation of so some of the fuel tanks, the main tanks work on the servos, on the fuel servos, but the auxiliary tanks, some of them work on servos and some of them work on fuel pressure, and that is actually simulated, and you can visually see everything in the Hot Start, so you can actually study the aircraft, which is absolutely incredible in my view. Alright, so we are going to reduce this to 40. Alright, let's take a look here at top of descent. 14 nautical miles for top of descent. Still no word from, from ATC. So let's just give them a little bit of time, and then we're going to probably begin the descent. Regardless, I'm going to set this to 4,000 feet. Right, 4,000 is set. Liquid Snow, welcome aboard, my friend. What font do you use in the video description? I'm not sure I follow you. In the video font? I don't know, it's a Google font. There isn't any specific font that I use. Almost all failures can be simulated, absolutely. To use in the video. I'm not sure, Liquid Snow, what you are referring to. Sorry. Still no word from ATC. You got the icon of airplane there. Oh! Oh, it's not a font. You just can copy it and paste it. It's an icon. It's a symbol. So you just go to just type text symbols and you'll be able to find it. You can use it. Just copy mine if you want to use it in your video. Just copy mine and paste it. Should work. All right. Top of descent in 4. So we are going to go ahead and initiate the descent. and we're going to go to 4,000. The ATC seems to be sleeping, so we are going to go ahead and initiate our descent in 3 nautical miles. So much for using FS HUD. Right, we are at the top of descent point, so we're going to go ahead and initiate descent. We're going to use nav descent today, and we're going to go for 4,000. And if we look here, so we have the initial at Goset, we need to be at 4,000, and then we need to descend to 2,600, and then DME 4.5 from TTV, which is the VOR station, we need to be at 1,650. And I will try to configure the aircraft as soon as we enter the area between the 2 mountains for the final approach. So if we look down here, that's the top of descent. And if we go to performance and go to the next page, Larry Weaver, welcome to the VVIP membership, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We can go right here to the next phase. So we're looking at about 139 for the VAB. Alright, let's go back to the flight plan. And we need to be at 18. Yeah, ATC is sleeping without a doubt. No word from ATC whatsoever. So we're just going to do our own thing. And we are now descending to 4,000.
Air Serbia 184. Expect Pop Oscar Delta 1 Foxtrot. Arrival. Localizer. Yankee. Approach. Runway 32. Report when ready for descent.
Wow. They're very late.
Expect Papa Oscar Delta 1 Foxtrot. Arrival. Localizer. Yankee. Approach. Runway 32. Report when ready for descent. Air Serbia 184. Air Serbia 184. Ready for descent.
Air Serbia 184. Descend and maintain. Flight level 160. Cleared Pop Oscar Delta 1 Foxtrot. Arrival.
Descend and maintain. Flight level 160. Cleared for Papa Oscar Delta 1 Foxtrot. Arrival. Air Serbia 184.
Well, obviously, I am not going to follow ATC instructions. Exactly, FSUD don't work. Yeah, it doesn't really work very well, and it's really off. The top descent, by the way, is from simbrief, so it should have given us the right the right instructions to begin the descent. But I wasn't going to take a chance because this is a challenging approach as it is. So I'm not going to take any chances there. If ATC wants to take a nap, they can do that.
Air Serbia 184. Descend and maintain. Flight level 140. Contact Tivat. Approach 118.0.
Descend and maintain. Flight level 140. Contact Tivat. Approach 118.0. Air Serbia 184. Tivat approach. Air Serbia 184. Papa Oscar Delta 1 Foxtrot. Arrival at flight level 140.
Air Serbia 184. Radar contact. Maintain. Flight level 140.
Maintain. Flight level 140. Air Serbia 184.
Obviously, we cannot maintain 140 because if we do, it's going to be a very rapid descent. So we're going to need to descend at a higher descent rate. So I'm just really going to ignore what ATC is telling us, but I'm going to leave it running here. Skygrow, greetings, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. And Larry, once again, thank you very much for being a VVIP member here at the Q8 Pilot channel. I appreciate it very much. Alright, so as you can see, we're going to be making this turn here, and this is the area. We're going to bring up the terrain on ND, and it's going to probably prove useful when we are there. So let's turn it off now so it doesn't clutter the view, but it's going to prove very useful as we come into land. And you can see on the chart, this is us right there, and this is Gosat. passes us. So we're doing okay in terms of our altitude. We are at 240 knots. Gotta love those mountains. The transition altitude at Tivat is 10,000 feet. Please show us the co-pilot view of the airport.
Serbia 184, descend and maintain 5,000, QN81014, contact Podgorica, approach 135.15.
Descend and maintain 5,000. Contact Podgorica. Approach 135.15.
What we'll do is I will record the approach, and for sure I will show you different views once we land.
Arrival at flight level 110. Descending 5,000. Air Serbia 184. Radar contact. Continue descent 5,000. QNH 1014. Continue descent 5,000. Air Serbia 184.
Right, speed check and flaps 1. Alright, we're beginning our turn now. And 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Runway turn off lights. And nose lights. Come on. Right, and wing lights. And we're going to set the barrel reference. There we go. And set that. Alright. Perfect. And what else do we need to do? The auto brake goes to medium. Let's arm the speed brakes. Flaps are 1. Alright, at this point, I'm going to bring up our friendly. Let's record. And we call this A320 landing. Right, it's recording now. Perfect. We're almost there now, folks. All right. So we are at 8,000. And if we look here at the chart, we're kind of off the chart now. But when we come to Goset, we need to be at 4,000. As you can see here, this is the altitude that we need to be at. That's Goset right there. 7,500. And the mountains, I'll show you now, just a second. Alright. So you can see the runway is right there. Alright. But we're going to come through the, you see this mountain here, and there's that mountain. So the aircraft is going to come through this way, through both mountains. Alright, landing system is on both sides. It's a bit of a different approach. No, I think the airport is somewhere else. That was not the airport. I'm a bit confused myself now. Yeah, it's a very, very tricky area. I think it's right here. I think those are the two mountains that we're going to go through. All right, now we're going to do what we're going to do. Yeah, I think that's it right here. I think those are the two mountains. This one and this one, we're going to go through them and then land at the runway. Wow, it's gonna be challenging, guys. It is definitely going to be challenging. Let's see. That's the top of descent there.
Serbia 184. Descend and maintain 4,000.
Right, that's
Descend and
4,000.
maintain 4,000. Air Serbia 184.
And if we hit the approach button, all right, let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. Not sure what's going on with the speed here, but we're going to go to manual speed.
Air Serbia 184. Cleared localizer. Yankee approach at 4,000. Runway 32. Report established on localizer.
All right,
Cleared
let's go to
localizer.
manage
Yankee
speed.
approach at 4,000. Runway 32. Report established on localizer. Air Serbia 184.
All right. Speed check. Let's go ahead and flaps 2. Now, the runway is actually not ahead of us. It's actually a bit to the side. So that's the runway right there. If you see now here, so this is the runway, and this is the now I can see the runway. It's right there. All right. So you see here that we have a very short distance there to actually land the aircraft on the runway, right? Flaps full. Right, so flaps full. Spoilers are armed, and auto brake is set to medium. And there's definitely a deviation there. And momentarily, I'm going to disconnect the autopilot, and we're going to hand fly this approach. Now, although the runway is right there, so it's not actually ahead of us, it's showing us that we are on the localizer and the glide slope, but actually the runway is right there. It's a very, very strange looking approach. .140 knots.
$2,500.
All right. All right, we're looking good. All right, at this point, I am going to disengage the autopilot and my aircraft.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Tivat Tower, Air Serbia 184, on final, 32.
Air Serbia 184, continue approach.
Continue approach, Air Serbia 184.
1000. $500.
Air Serbia 184, wind variable at 2 knots, clear to land 32.
Cleared to land, 32. Air Serbia 184.
$100 above. Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5, 5, 5.
Air Serbia 184, report vacated.
Report vacated, Air Serbia 184.
And welcome to Tivat, ladies and gentlemen. 80 knots. And wow, that was fun. That was a nice, smooth landing into Tivat. And the good thing is we have a recording, and we're going to take a look at the recording in just a minute. We're just going to bring the aircraft here to a complete stop, and let's see. All right, we are.
Tivat Tower, Air Serbia 184, runway vacated with Bravo.
Air Serbia 184, taxi 275 Bravo, Alpha Papa Romeo Oscar November.
Taxi 27 via Bravo, Alpha Papa Romeo Oscar November. Air Serbia 184.
All right, so they've given us the instruction. This is Bravo, taxiway Bravo, and position 7 is the last one right there. So we're going to bring the aircraft to a stop, and then we will do a replay. Thank you very much, Rand. Thank you, Kenny Dougal. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed the approach and the landing. It was challenging for a reason. Yeah, it is definitely a very challenging approach, and but it's fun. It's a lot of fun, guys. If you want to fly somewhere and you really want to enjoy the flight, I recommend flying to Tivat. It's really, really nice, and the parking in this airport is a bit strange. The aircraft actually face the other way, so it's kind of strange. I'm not sure why it's stuttering now, but yeah, the aircraft actually faces this way, which is kind of strange. All right, let's set the parking brake, and let's go for the replay. All right, so first we're going to bring up flight control replay. We're going to stop that, and I believe we called the file A320 landing or so. A320 landing, that's the one. Open. Play.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Alright, so maybe we don't want it from start here. We can change that a little bit. Alright, I think we can start it right here. Alright. will play a little bit with the replay today. I think we can do a few things. Let me put this on the other screen so it doesn't bother us. Very nice approach into Tivat. Nathan, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Try the circle to land at Santa. That's what I'm going to do next, Dougal. Yeah. I've received a lot of requests actually to do more flights in Brazil. So that's going to be next. Call me Sticks, welcome aboard. So if we go to the airport, so if I increase the speed, we can actually head to the airport. Right here. Let's see. That's us. Alright, we're going to hold it still. And we are going to position us somewhere here. I think it was a bit of a long landing. So right there. There we go. Probably do this. Oops. There we go. That wasn't a very good replay, was it? Alright, here's what we'll do. Come back here. We'll bring this back. Right, that's the aircraft. By the way, I want to show you guys something. We can come here and we can change this to rain. Alright. And now we can simulate landing in the rain. Oh yeah, we'll just do live render for now. Cabin view. Okay. Fortunately, it's going to show the spoilers. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. I'm not sure if that's going to help. All right, let's go to. No, that's not going to do any good. Alright, we'll do a wing view for you guys, and then we'll do, in replay, I guess, the flap flex. So we'll do a wing view, and then maybe we'll do a cabin. I think somebody wanted to see the first officer view, so we can do that, but maybe we'll do it from a shorter And today, no glitches whatsoever in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So definitely this confirms that the issue was with the overclocking in my graphic card that I've had. It didn't really give me much in terms of FPS. So, God, this is a spectacular view. And you can see all the cars there on the road. Just really a fantastic looking scene here. I think that one looks better. Here's the first officer view, as requested.
One 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5, 5,
All right, and now what I'm going to do is we're going to make a shorter. So maybe right here. And we'll set the view to the wing view. Maybe the other side is nicer. Yeah, there we go. And let's play that back. Beautiful. Well, folks, this pretty much brings us to the conclusion of our live stream this evening. I hope that you've enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. It's been really fun. And in this stream, we've taken a look at Tivat Airport. By the way, this scenery is by Orbex, and I highly recommend it if you like flying in this part of the world. Beautiful scenery and a really wonderful airport to fly in and out of. A very challenging approach. You can really put your piloting skills to the test here. And we've also taken a look at FS HUD, which hasn't really lived up to my expectations in this flight. Again, the ATC, if you recall, during flight did not give us the instructions to descend. And so we had to really just force the descent ourselves. But all in all, I think it was a nice stream. It was a nice flight. I love the interaction with all of you guys. I want to thank you all for being with me this evening. Please have a wonderful Saturday. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.